Hey everyone, I thought I would do another video to update you all on my journey into being an egg donor. If you didn't catch my first video, I'm basically doing this as a kind of video diary, just to show people what you need to go through to be an egg donor. Just hopefully to inspire other women to do the same. So in my first video I basically just had my first consultation, and I had a blood sample taken just to see what my reserves were from a fertility wise. So a few days after that I got my results, and my results were really good. Got still a high fertility rate, which is good to know at my age of nearly 33. So the next stage after that was to be called in for further blood tests and an ultrasound scan. So I went to that and I had two lots of bloods taken. These were basically genetics testing. One was for cystic fibrosis and one was, I can't really remember the name of it, but it's basically for other genetics defects and things like that. So those two were taken, again just simple blood samples, not any pain or anything, and the ultrasound scan was basically done a probe basically. So yeah, not the nicest thing to go through, wasn't really that uncomfortable, you know. Once you get over the kind of thing of being half naked, then it was all good. So that scan was basically to check my ovaries, to check my follicles. So the scan went really well. It did throw up something that I wasn't aware of, was that I actually have a fibroid. I asked the nurses if that would affect me in any way for me to have children, and she said hopefully it shouldn't, but it could impact in the future. So that's something that I need to be aware of. But it's also something that I thought of, you know, this is something that I would never have found out unless I was going through this process. So it's something that, you know, it's there in the back of my mind. So if I know when it comes to me having children that there's maybe issues going on, then that could be something that's the root of the issue. So in a way it was good to find that out, so that was good. So after a few weeks wait, obviously with genetics testing it takes a bit longer than the usual test, so that was about 5 weeks wait. I then had my results back from that, which were all good. So I was called in for a consent form meeting, and that was basically to do all the consent forms for basically donating my eggs. I was also there to have further bloods taken just to check various different things. This was quite a long appointment, and what I would recommend is that if you decide to go through this process is to read everything that you are given, whether it's email or whether it's through post, or GCRM actually have their own online portal which puts all your details on that, because it was only through reading that it asked for that you would be asked for a goodwill message for the future children, and so that kind of got me thinking, and I had to really think deeply about that, and it was definitely the hardest thing I've had to write, because obviously you don't really know what to say to who, you know, genetically will be your children in the future if it all goes ahead and it all works fine. So I took a lot of time to think about that and think about, you know, what I would want to read if I was a child that had came through fertility treatment. So I kind of talked about my interest, I talked about, you know, where I grew up, my family, so it would give them some information that if they did want to track me down, which they legally have the right to do when they turn 18, that they would have some building blocks there, whether they wanted to find me in the future, which I really hope they do, but it also gave them some information just to know for themselves. If they decide in the future that they don't want to track me down, then at least they have some background information about their biological family. So that was difficult, and you know, it took a bit of time, but I kind of got there in the end. So I had that there ready for when I went in to do all the paperwork and things. So at this appointment I had a lot of consent forms to fill out, a lot of things about, you know, if my eggs weren't kind of usable, if they could be used for you know, future learning and things like that, which I was absolutely fine with. There was also kind of questions like if I felt that I wanted to put any restrictions on who could use my eggs, which I thought was a bit strange, and obviously I asked about that. And you know, people who do this, they can, you know, stipulate that, you know, they maybe don't want their eggs used for same-sex relationships or whatever they wish, but you know, obviously for me, I just want people to achieve their dreams and to have an amazing family. You know, if it's something that they can't achieve on their own, then, you know, I would never want to stop anybody using my eggs. If, you know, if they chose me through a profile or whatever, then, you know, I would be so proud that I was able to do that. So I really hope that too many people don't put stipulations on who uses their eggs, because I think it's, you know, if someone really wants to go down that effort of having children, then, you know, you kind of hope that they're going to be loving and caring parents, and that's all you want at the end of the day. So yeah, I had five blood samples taken for various things. I then had to wait a couple of days for that to come back. There was also a swab as well to obviously check for sexually transmitted diseases and that kind of thing. So one thing that is really good, I'm going to try and show you, is when you go through GCRM, you have an online portal. So this is the online portal here. Oh, if I can do this right. So basically it's got different things on it. So when you log in, like this is all my results from my tests. So thankfully they were all negative for diseases, and it also tells you your blood type as well, which is also quite handy to know, because I was totally different from what I thought it was going to be. But also when you go down the route of actually starting the medication and things, you have a treatment calendar. So this is my treatment calendar. So it basically just highlights the dates that you have appointments, and when you click on it, you know, you've got your appointments and things there, which is really handy to know, especially when it goes down the route of obviously all your medications and things like that. Now, I have to say there's a lot more medications involved than what I thought there was going to be, so that's something to be prepared for if you're going to go down that route. So when you've done your consent forms and all this, you get a pack. It has all your information on it. So one of the first things is all the medications. So these are all the medications that I will be using during the process. So some of them are just tablets. So this one here, this is just a tablet. Like if you're going away on holiday and you want to delay your period, this is basically what you get. And this is to put you into a cycle that they can track. There's also all the injection medication, so that tells you, you know, what it's for, what it does in your body. It also tells you all the side effects and things, but I'm trying not to kind of worry about them too much. You also get kind of all the background information about what you're doing, the process, all that kind of stuff, so you've got it there. You also get a treatment diary. So this is my treatment diary. So basically what it does is gives you a list down here of things that you will do the process wise, and it also has a diary sheet on here of your injections and dosages. And this is really handy because you need to be on top of your injections and when to take them and what to take, because some of them require mixing. So it's something there for you, but you also have it in your online portal as well. So what's going to happen next is I have an appointment on the 26th to go for an injection training session, and I'm taking someone with me. Thankfully she's coming along because I'm hoping that her expertise will kind of make me feel more at ease with injections and medications, because she's in the medical profession. So that's going to be my next appointment. I also have been given my first lot of medication, so this will be starting next week. So I don't think this one has got many side effects. I think a lot of the side effects are things like nausea, stomach cramps, headaches, but I'm hoping that I won't get too much, but I'm, you know, I understand that there will be some things that go along with it. So yeah, so that's where I am at the moment. So next week, start the first medication. Start on the, I think it is round about beginning of October. I think that's when I start my injections. So I will do another video round about then, so I can tell you how easy it is to do all these injections. Well, how I'm hoping it's going to be really easy to do these injections. But I will again keep you posted on anything that's happening. Please comment in the videos, please share the videos, and hopefully we can get some more people donating eggs. If you have any questions, you can write them in the comments, or you can give me a private message if you want a wee bit more information, if you're kind of considering doing it. Okay, so thank you all for listening for this mega long video. Okay, thanks everybody, bye.